Hi everybody! So today I'm going to show you how to make this little garden turtle. This is what it's going to look like. The little flowers that you see here are a separate video on my channel, and I'll have the link to it down below in my description box. These are the supplies that I will be using today. One thing I'd like to point out is I will be using 2 different shades of brown for the back of the shell. Pick the colors that you would like to use. It could be a pink or a purple or anything that you'd like. So I do hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Round 1 of the legs, I'm going to do 9 single crochets in our magic ring. So I'm going to be bringing 9 bands through. This is what it's going to look like when you're done. There's only 3 rounds to this. So I'm going to use my loom. So I'm going to use the bottom part, so turn your loom around. I'm going to show you to do one, and then you're going to make another one. You're going to take a single band and wrap it around the bottom peg 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And bringing 9 bands through one at a time. Reach in, grab your first band and bring it through as if you're doing a slip knot, and you want to bring this loop over. Bring it to the side and go back in for your second band. Bring it through on your hook, and you just bring these 2 bands over and bring it to the side. And then just go back in and keep doing that same thing on your hook and bring these 2 bands over. Next one, 2 bands over, bring it to the side. Back in, on your hook and 2 bands over. Make sure that you're bringing it to the side because we're putting quite a few bands on this. And our last one, I'm going to attach my stitch marker now. I dropped my band, give me a second, bring it through. I'm going to attach my stitch marker to the band that's around my hook. I'm going to remove, and you should have 9 stitches. Just move your bands around nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on my hook. For round 2 and round 3 of the leg, we're just adding a single band, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. So at the end of each round, you should have 9 stitches. Your last band, you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. I'm going to do both rounds with you. So going in your first chain, you're going to bring 1 band through on your hook and side. The next chain with 1. You're just doing this all the way around until you hit your stitch marker. Adding 1 band to each chain. I'm not going to be adding stuffing to the legs. I don't feel that it's needed. You can if you want to, but they're so small. The last chain. If at any point in time I'm going fast, please just stop the video and then continue and come back to me when you're done. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook, and you want to just continue with round 3. Don't go in where it's being pulled. That chain is being used, and again just adding 1 band to each chain around. Our last band, don't forget, we have to do a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, you just bring your band through all of the chains that are on your hook, grab the end and tie off, and you can remove your stitch marker. And now pause the video and you want to make yourself another one. Now we're going to do the arms. I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you're going to pause the video and make another one. To start it off, we're going to do 7 single crochets in our magic ring. So turn your loom upside down, and I'm going to use the bottom. Take a single band and wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now bring 7 bands through, one at a time. Just as we did before, grab the other end, bring 1 band over, and bring it to the side. Go back in for your second band, bring it through. On your hook, you'll see 3 loops. Bring your 2 loops over and bring it to the side. Back in, and just continue. Back in. Attach your stitch marker to the band that's around your hook. Remove off the loom and you should have 7 stitches. Move it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is on my hook. For rounds 2, 3, and 4 of the arms, all you're going to do is add a single band to each chain around. So each of my rounds will have 7 bands, so you'll have 7 stitches. I'm just going to do all the rounds with you. I'm going to go on my first chain and bring 1 band through on your hook and slide, and just go around with 1 band in each chain. The last band you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. Again, I'm not going to add stuffing to the arms. You can if you'd like. I didn't think the arms will just kind of stick out if you add them. If you add the stuffing. This arm's so small that you don't really need the stitch marker, but if you do, just remove it and add it to the band around your hook and continue going in the next chain, not where it's getting pulled, and I'm on round 3. Just the same, going around, adding 1 band to each chain. Remove. Make sure you don't go where it's being pulled. Oh, sorry, for our last band, I'm just going to remove it. We're going to do a slip knot. My apologies. Remove the band. Go back in, and you want to bring your band through all of the loops that are on your hook. Grab the end and tie off. Remove your stitch marker, and you want to pause the video and make yourself another. Round 1 of the head, I'm going to do 5 single crochets in the magic ring. So using the bottom part of my loom, you're going to take a single band and wrap it around the bottom peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now bringing 5 bands through, one at a time. Same thing as we were doing before. Bring 1 band through, as if you're doing a slip knot. Bring it to the side, go back in for your second band, and bring it through on your hook, and now you're going to bring these 2 loops over. Bring it to the side. Go back in for your third band, bring it through, bring your 2 loops over, go back in for your fourth, and back in for your last. Attach your stitch marker to the band that's around your hook and remove off the loom. Move your bands around and you should have 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on your hook. Round 2 of the head, we're just adding 2 bands to each chain around. 2, 2, 2, 2. At the end of round 2, you'll have 10 stitches. So going in my first chain, I'm going to add 2 rubber bands one at a time. Bring it through on your hook and side. Going back in, bringing my second band through, and moving on to the next chain, same thing, 2 bands in each. Next chain. Oops. Back in. You should have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is on your hook. Remove your stitch marker. Round 3 of the head, we are just going to increase on every second stitch. So the pattern is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around until you hit your stitch marker. At the end of round 3, you'll have 15 stitches. So going in my first chain, I'm just going to pull 1 rubber band through. The next chain, I'm going to add 2, one at a time. You're just going to repeat this 5 times. Again, you're going to repeat 1, and then 2 in the next. Back in, and repeat. 1, next chain with 2. Continue this until you hit your stitch marker. You should have 15 stitches. Remove your stitch marker, add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 4 of the head, we're just going to increase on every 3rd stitch. So the pattern is 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 4, you'll have 20 stitches. First chain with 1. The next chain with 1. And your 3rd chain will have 2. Back in. And just repeat. 1, 1, and then the next with 2. Continue this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. You should have 20 stitches. You just want to kind of pull it apart making sure that it's flat. Remove your stitch marker, add it to the band that's around your hook. Round 5 of the head, we're just going to increase on every 4th stitch. So the pattern is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 5, you'll have 25 stitches. This is our last round where we're going to increase. So going in my first chain with 1 band, the next with 1, the next with 1, and then the 4th chain you're adding 2 bands. Back in, and you're just going to repeat 1, 1, 1, 2. Continue this till you hit your stitch marker. So again, you should have 25 stitches. You can remove your stitch marker and add it to the band around your hook. Round 6 of the head, we're just going to do 25 single crochets around. So just adding 1 band to each chain, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm just going to get started. I'm going to go on my first chain, not where it's getting pulled, and adding 1 band. So just go around 1 band to each chain. You can remove your stitch marker. You should have 25 stitches still, and add it to the band around your hook. For round 7 of the head, you're just going to do the same thing. You're adding 25 bands, so just add a single band, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. Don't start where it's getting pulled, going in your first chain and adding 1 band. I'm just going to start you off with round 7, and then you can pause the video and continue. So just adding 1 band all the way till you get to your stitch marker, and you should still have 25 stitches. So just continue going all the way around until you get to your stitch marker. For round 8, all we're going to do is add 1 band to each chain around. So at the end of round 8, you're going to have 25 stitches, but we're going to add the eyes on chains 10 and chain 16. So if you're using the pony beads, I just added them to a single white band. I'm going to choose white. You can use the same color green or whatever color that you're using. If you don't have the pony beads, these are the 9mm. You can use the bands, the color of your choice. So I'm just going to move my band up here. And you're going to take a single eye color and wrap it around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops, and slide this onto a single band. I'm adding it to a white. And there's 1 eye. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And slide this onto a white band, or whatever color. And the other eye. So now, just add 1 band to each chain. So going in my first one, and I'm going to add the eye on the 10th band. So our 10th stitch will have 1 eye. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and for the eye, I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull my band through, but I'm going to do a slip stitch. So just like a slip knot, bring your band through all of the loops that are on your hook. Grab the end and tie off. Continuing, so this would be chain 11. You're going to do a slip stitch, bring it through all the bands on your hook and slide. Now just crochet normally. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 is where we're going to add the eye. So go in your chain. You're going to grab the eye band, bring it through all of the bands that are on your hook to do a slip stitch so that the colors, it kind of hides. And slide. Now you're going to go around with 1 band at a time. This next band though, we're going to do a slip stitch again, bringing it through all of the loops that are on your hook, grab the end and slide. Now just crochet normally till you hit your stitch marker. You have 25 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. For rounds 9, 10, 11, and 12, you're just going to do 25 single crochets around. So 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. I'm going to do round 9 with you, and then you're going to pause the video and complete the rounds. When we get to the eyes, I'm going to show you which hole to go through, which chain to go through. So you might want to just pause right at the eyes until I get there. So it's going in your first chain, not where it's getting pulled, and you're going to bring 1 band through and slide. And just continue. at the eye, we only added one white band, so you'll see two chains. The first one is your slip knot. You're going to go in this one here, your second little chain. So you can see I did not go through that, and you're going to bring one band through. Now for your next chain, you're going to see two little ones, one little one and one chain. Don't go through the little one, that's your slip knot. And continue until you hit the white band for the next eye. Now for the eye, don't go through the first chain, you want to go through the second. And again, skip that little slip knot. And now just continue all the way around until you get to your stitch marker. You can remove your stitch marker and pause the video and complete the rounds. For round 13, what we're going to do is start to decrease. So the pattern is 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 13, you will have 20 stitches. So starting off, not in the stitch where it's getting pulled, adding one band to the first 3 chains. The next chain, 1, 1. Now take chains 4 and 5 and stitch together. Repeat, one band in the first 3 chains, 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. And you're just going to repeat this 3 more times until you hit your stitch marker. I drop my stitches. You should have 20 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. Round 14 of the head, this is our last round. So the last band you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. We're going to decrease again, so you're going to do 1, 1, 3 and 4 together. 1, 1, 3 and 4 together. So at the end of round 14 you'll have 15 stitches. Going in the first chain with 1. Our second chain with 1. Now take chains 3 and 4 and stitch together. I like to push with my finger the actual head So I bring it in the center of our bands here. So just to relieve some tension. So you're just going to repeat 1, 1, 3, and 4 together. 1, 1, 3, and 4 together. So just continue until you hit your stitch marker. Our last band, we're going to do a slip knot. 3 and 4 together. Bring the band through all of the loops that are on your hook. Grab the end and tie off. And the head is complete. You can remove your stitch marker and put it to the side. Round 1 of the body, what we're going to do is 5 single crochets in the magic ring. So with your loom in the bottom part, I'm going to take a single band and wrap it around the peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're just going to bring 5 bands through, one at a time. First band, as if you're doing a slip knot, bring your band over and bring it to the side. Go back in for your second band, bring it through, other end on your hook, and bring these 2 loops over. Bring it to the side, go back in for your third band, bring it through, 2 loops over, and bring it to the side. Your fourth band, bring it through, 2 loops over, bring it to the side. And your fifth, on your hook and 2 bands over. Attach your stitch marker to the band that's around your hook and remove off the loom. You should have 5 stitches. Just move your bands around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on your hook. For round 2 of the body, we're just going to increase on every stitch around. So adding 2 bands, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. At the end of round 2, you'll have 10 stitches. So going in your first chain, adding 2 bands one at a time. Back in. Now your second chain with 2. Your next chain. Back in for your second band. And just continue this till you hit your stitch marker. You should have 10 stitches. Remove your stitch marker and attach it to the band that's around your hook. Move your bands around if you need to. For round 3 of the body, we're just going to increase on every second stitch. So the pattern is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. You're repeating this 5 times. First chain, not where it's getting pulled, and adding 1 band. The next stitch, you're going to add 2, one at a time. At the end of this round, you will have 15 stitches. And repeat. 1, the next chain with 2. Back in. And just continue this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. 1, and then 2 in the next. You should have 15 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. For round 4, we're going to increase on every third stitch. So the pattern is 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, all the way around until you hit your stitch marker. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 4, you'll have 20 stitches. So going in your first chain with 1, your second chain with 1, and your third chain with 2. Back in, and repeat. 1, 1 in the next, and then 2 in the third. Back in. So just continue until you hit your stitch marker. You should have 20 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. Round 5 of the body, we're going to increase on every 4th stitch. So basically the pattern is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 5, you'll have 25 stitches. Going in your first chain with 1. Second chain with 1. Third chain with 1. And then your fourth chain, you're adding 2. Back in. And just repeat. 1, 1, 1, and then 2. Back in. You're going to repeat the same pattern until you hit your stitch marker. So you should have 25 stitches. Remove your stitch marker, attach it to the band that's on your hook. For round 6 of the body, we're going to do 25 single crochets. So adding 1 band to each chain around, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. But on this round, we are going to just grab the inside loop only. So what I'm going to do is, whatever loop that's facing towards the center here, this is your inside loop. So I'm going to grab just the one facing me and bring a band through that chain, grab the end and slide. So you can see I just grabbed the one. You're going to do this all the way around to your stitch marker. Inside loop, bring your band through, on your hook and slide. So the one facing you, The next one. The next one. So you can see what's happening to my body here. The next one. You should have 25 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. For round 7 and 8 of the body, we're going to add a single band to each chain around, so 25 single crochets. 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. I'm going to do round 7 with you, and then you're going to pause the video and come back to me when you've completed round 8. So on this round, we're going to be grabbing both front loop and the back loop. So just normally, don't go where your band is being pulled. So you're going through both of the chains here. The first one is your front loop, the second one is your back loop. So I'm going through both. And bring a band through on your hook and slide. The next one with 1, 1, 1, all the way around till you hit your stitch marker. So you should have 25 stitches. Remove your stitch marker, attach it to the band that's around your hook, pause the video, and complete round 8. For round 9 of the body, the pattern is 3 single crochets and then 4 and 5 together. So 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times. At the end of round 9, we're going to have 20 stitches. So I'm just making this round smaller. So going in my first chain with 1 band. The second chain with 1. the third chain with 1. Now take 4 and 5 and stitch together. You're just going to repeat 1 band in the first 3 chains, now 4 and 5 together. You're going to repeat this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. 1 band in the first 3 chains, four and 5 together. And just repeat. Four and 5. And 1 more. You should have 20 stitches. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For rounds 10 to rounds 14 of the body, we're going to add a single band to each chain. So you're going to do 20 single crochets. Each pile, I have 20 bands. So you're just adding 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way around. I'm going to do round 10 with you, and then you're going to pause the video and complete the rounds. So going in my first chain, not where it's getting pulled, adding 1 band. So you're just going to continue this all the way around until you hit your stitch marker. 1 band. You should have 20 stitches. You can remove your stitch marker, add it to the band around your hook, and you just want to complete the exact same thing 4 more times. So come back to me when you're done. Round 15 of the body, our last round, we're going to decrease, so at the end of round 15 you'll have 15 stitches. The pattern is 2 single crochets and then 1 decrease. So 1, 1, 3 and 4 together. 1, 1, 3 and 4 together. You're going to repeat this 5 times. So going in my first chain, adding 1 band, my next chain with 1, and then take chains 3 and 4 and stitch together. Your last band, you're going to do a slip knot and tie it closed. Repeat 1, the next with 1, 3 and 4 together. Repeat this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. slip knot with the last band. So you're going to bring it through all of the bands that are on your hook. So you have either end, grab the end, and tie off. And you can remove your stitch marker. At this point, we should have the body and the head. And I'm going to add some stuffing to this body now. And then we're going to sew the head and the body together. For that, you're going to need 15 bands. So grab some stuffing. And I'm going to do the body part first. When you're stuffing the body, don't overstuff so then the body looks like this. What we want to happen is we want it flat. So if we're putting too much stuffing, it's going to look like this. So we want to make sure that this part is flat, and then we know we have enough stuffing in here. So you don't want to overstuff it. We want to keep it flat. I think I can add just a little bit more stuffing. Just to have the shape, but it's still remaining flat. So if you're overstuffing it, it would just look like this. We don't want that. If you don't know, just roll it. And if anything is coming out, then you have too much. And I think I'm okay here. Now for the head, same thing. And that should be okay. So now adding the sewing bands, I'm going to use 15, and our last band we're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. So you're going to start off at the back of the body, right beside the slip knot, and you're going to put your hook through the chain right beside. Now going at the back of the head, we're going to put our hook right through the chain beside the slip knot. So if you were left-handed, you would just start on the other side of the slip knot. Go through, grab both the chains, and you're going to pull a band through both the head and the body. Grab that other end of that band and tie off. Now go through the body, the chain on the body, on the next one, the chain on the head, and you're going to bring a band through, and we're going to do a crochet stitch. So bring it through the head, through the body, leaving that other loop on your hook. Grab the other end of the band and slide through. And you're going to continue all the way till you hit the stitch beside the slip knot on the other side. So through the body, through the head, bring a band through the head, through the body, grab the other end, and slide. The body, through the head, bring a band through, and slide. Body, head, band. Body, make sure you're grabbing both the chains. Head, body, head, bring a band through, on your hook, and slide. Body, head, band. body, head, and band. So you can see that I have 4 more stitches and 4 more bands. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the head, so I'm good. So just take a look. Body, head, and your band. Body, head, now I'm at my last one, so I want to do a slip stitch. So the body, and then the head, and bring a band through all of the loops that are on your hook. Brought the head through, the body, my other loop, grab the end, and tie off. And there we go. So basically I'm just pushing the stuffing up so he will stand a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the legs. So your legs have a round opening and these are your arms. So I'm going to put the arms to the side. We're going to do that after. So we're going to attach the legs and I'm going to use 7 bands. What I'm going to do first is with one of the legs, so I'm going to use 7 bands per leg. With one of the legs I'm going to put the slip knot at the bottom here, squeeze it through, and you're going to see the stitch going across at the top. Put your hook through that stitch and you're going to add a single band and do a slip knot so we can try to make attaching these legs just a little bit easier. And do a slip knot. Go ahead and do that to the next leg. Slip knot at the bottom, squeeze it in half, you're going to see a stitch at the top, put your hook through and add a slip knot. Now I'm going to use a black band, so I'm going to use this as a guiding sewing band. So I'm going to put my hook in the center of the eyes here, and I'm going to follow down. And you're going to find a stitch that's straight down. So I'm going to add a black band to the stitch here. So you're going to see, if you go in the center, you're going to see our flat base here. You're going to see like a circle, another one, and I'm just going to add a sewing band about here. So this is going to be my center. So I'm not right at the bottom, just a bit above. Now, I'm going to do both legs with you. I'm going to sew this leg on first. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to go right below my guiding band, and I'm going to count 4 chains over at the bottom here, the space that we made. So right below, this is 1 chain, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to put my hook through and bring one of these slip knots through. Now I'm going to go through the chain right beside on this base here, that single band, and I'm going to put my hook through the next chain on the leg. And I'm going to bring a band through and do a slip knot. Grab the end and tie off. Now I'm going to put this band through one of the chains directly across. So just put it flat. I think I'm going to attach right here. Maybe I'm going to put it flat again. I think it's going right here, so I'm going to put my hook through the body and bring this slip knot through. So I'm just going to look at it, make sure it's directly across. And now what I'm going to do is put my hook through the bottom here, this slip knot, and we have 1 and 2 chains that we need to attach to the body. So what I'm going to do is put my hook through the chain on the leg here. I'm going to put it flat and then grab one of the loops that are on the body. Bring a band through. I'm going to bring it through all of the loops that were on my hook, grab the end, and tie off. Go through the chain on the leg, grab the both loops there, and I'm going to grab the chain on the body. And I'm going to bring a band through all of the loops that are on my hook. Grab the end and tie off. Now this loop that we have here going through the top, I'm going to grab it and bring it through. So I have 3 more bands to pull through, so that means I have 3 more stitches on the legs to go through. So you want to figure out which stitches you're going through. So I've already went through this chain right here, so I have 1, 2, and 3 left. So I'm going to put my hook through the chain on the leg, put it flat, so don't stretch it over, and this is where you want to grab. So I'm going to grab the chain on the body and bring a band through. I'm going to bring it through all of the loops. I just find it easier to do that. I'm going to go through the chain on the leg, grab a chain on the body, bring the band through. Now 1 more chain on the leg, grab the chain on the body, and bring a band through. You're going to bring it through all of the loops to do a slip knot so we can tie it off. And we have 1 leg on. Now for the next leg, we're going to count 4 stitches over again to insert this little loop. So your bottom base, right in the center, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put your hook through, and you're going to bring one of these little slip knots that are on the legs through. Now with your hook, you're going to go through the chain right beside, towards the center, and you're going to put your hook through the next chain on the leg, and you're going to bring a band through. And tie off. Now you're going to put your leg flat, and wherever your top slip knot falls, that's where you want to bring it through. So it won't be directly at the top, it's going to be off to the side a bit. So I'm going to bring this slip knot through. And now you should have 2 chains left, 1 right beside here, 1 and 2. You're going to attach that to the body. So I'm going to put my hook through this band at the bottom, go through the chain on the leg, let it fall naturally, grab the band on the body, and bring a band through. I'm going to bring it through all of the loops, grab the end, and tie off. The next chain on the leg, grab somewhere on the body. I'm just going to pull this band, support it, and bring a band through all of the loops that are on your hook. Now grab this band that we brought through, that top slip knot, and now you should have 3 bands left and 3 stitches left. So you want to make sure where you're going through, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm not going through this chain here because that's already taken. So I have 1, 2, and 3 chains. So I'm going to have to stretch over. So put it flat, grab where it lands. Sorry, you're going to go through the leg. My apologies. Let it fall naturally. I'm going to grab, bring a band through all of the chains. Now the next chain on the leg, Let it fall naturally. Grab the band on the body and bring a band through. Now one more left. Grab the chain on the body and bring a band through and tie off. So you bring it through all the loops, grab the end and tie off. So the legs are on, and then you can just hide the slip knot. So just go through, grab the band, and then just hide them. If your bands are kind of loose like this, you can just kind of grab it and bring it in. And then I'm just going to remove my little sewing band and we're going to attach the arms. We're going to do the arms now. So I'm going to attach 2 sewing bands to each arm. So hold your sewing band, your slip knot band to the side and put it flat. Right beside in the center here, so right the chains that are attached to your slip knot, you're going to put your hook through either end, right in the middle bands. And you're going to bring a single band through and do a slip knot. Grab either end and tie off. Now put it flat right at the, you want to tighten this band here, right at the ends. You're going to go through the chains on either side. So I'm kind of at the side of the arm, and you're going to bring a band through and do a slip knot. Bring it through, grab the end, and do a slip knot. So that's one arm. Now for the other, same thing. Bring your little slip knot to the side, flatten the arm, and you're going to go through the middle chains on either side. So you should have the 4 loops on your hook, and you're going to bring a single band through and do a slip knot. And now at the sides, so you're kind of missing the stitches on the top here, just going at the side, 1, and then 2 on the other side. I'm right at the side, bring a band through and do a slip knot. Now I'm going to attach both of the arms with you. What you want to do is put your arm flat, and you want to sew remaining at the same distance as the leg. So just, you're going to bring the 3 bands through. So go through the body and bring a band through. The next stitch on the body right above, bring the band through. And the next stitch on the body and bring a band through. Make sure you like the placement. Now I'm going to take a single band and do a slip knot to tie it closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this chain here, that the slip knot that we have attached to the arm, and I'm going to bring the band through all of the stitches that are on my hook. Grab the end and do a slip knot. Just like that. Now for the other arm, the same thing. We don't want it over here and we don't want it too close. We want to stay even with the legs. And we want to make sure that we're not higher than the other arm. So I kind of have like one little extra stitch here at the top before I reach the neck. So I kind of want to do the same thing. One little stitch. So I'm just going to go through the body, grab that band, bring it through, right below. Bring the next band through. And then right below, going through the body first, grabbing that stitch. I just want to make sure the placement is okay. And again, I'm just going to grab that slip knot that we have attached to the arm and do a slip knot to tie it closed. And that's okay. Now you can just hide these slip knots. I'm going to go through the arms and come out right beside the band and pull it through. And then you can do that with the other one. Now we're going to make the tail, and the tail is attached right to the body. So I'm going to find the center, and I'm going to find 4 bands. So right now I'm going to attach 8 bands, but right now I'm going to find 4 little loops. So right in the center here, you're going to see 4 chains at the bottom of our base. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put my hook through, and basically I'm just going to attach 4 bands and crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to bring 1 band through, grab the end, and slide. Now I really want to turn my body, but I want you to see. So I'm going to go right beside it, 2, and I'm going to bring my second band through and slide. So right beside that, I'm going to grab on the body here, the bottom base, the chain, and this is 3. I'm bringing it through. And then 1 more, I'm going to go through the bottom, bring a band through. So I've just done 4 single crochets at the bottom of our body. And now what I'm going to do is right above it, you're going to see a chain on the body, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to bring a band through each of those. So bring a band through, on your hook, and slide. Go beside that, bring a band through, on your hook, and slide. And beside that, bring a band through, on your hook, and slide. And I have 1 more, so I'm just going straight across, on your hook, and slide. So if you want at this point, attach a stitch marker, and I'm just going to crochet around. So I'm going to use 8 more bands, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to go through the next chain right here at the bottom, bring a band through. So just bring 1 band through each of the chains. That was 1. 2. You want to make sure you find your chains. 3. Your next one, you're going to start seeing little slip knots, so just give it a little tug. Your next one should be right turning. Slide. So right above now. Bring a band through. And I'm at my stitch marker. I'm going to remove that stitch marker, attach it to my band, and I'm going to get 8 more bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to do this one more time. So going in my next chain, and just go around with a single band in each chain till you hit your stitch marker. I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and I'm going to put him like this, and I'm going to use a single bend, and we're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. So all I'm going to do is, from this end, I'm going to grab the chain on the other end of his body, so the other side of his body. So I'm going to go through the chain, right across, and I'm going to just bring this band through and do a slip knot. So I'm going to tie it closed, just like that. Now you can just hide this slip knot. And his tail's done. I'm going to show you how to do the shell now, and I'm going to do the inside shell first. So I'm going to use a lighter color brown. You can use the same color, it doesn't matter, or change up the color for the shell. All we're going to do is 5 single crochets in the magic ring. So turn your loom upside down. You're going to take a single band and wrap it around the bottom peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to bring the 5 bands through one at a time. On your hook, bring your band over and slide to the side. Go back in for your second band and bring through, on your hook, and bring your 2 bands over. Back in for your third, on your hook, and 2 bands over. Back in for your fourth, 2 bands over, and back in for your last. Bring it through, 2 bands over, and you want to attach a stitch marker to the band around your hook. Remove off the loom, and you should have 5 stitches. For round 2, we're just going to add 2 single bands to each chain around. So I'm using 10 bands. At the end of round 2, you'll have 10 stitches. First chain, bring 2 bands through one at a time, back in. Your next stitch, same thing, adding 2 bands. And you're just going to continue this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. The last one. And you should have 10 stitches. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. Round 3, we're going to increase on every second stitch. So the pattern is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. Repeat 5 times. At the end of round 3, you'll have 15 stitches. First chain with 1 band. Chain 2, you're adding 2 bands. go back in, and repeat. 1, next with 2. And repeat this all the way to the end of the stitch marker, to the stitch marker. 1, 2 in the next. You should have 15 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. For round 4, we're going to increase on every third stitch. So the pattern is 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this 5 times. At the end of round 4, you'll have 20 stitches. Our last band, we're going to do a slip knot to tie closed. Going in our first chain with 1 band, our second chain with 1, and our third chain, we're going to add 2 bands, go back in, and repeat. 1, next with 1, and then 2 bands in the next one. Continue this all the way till you hit your stitch marker. Your last band, you're going to do a slip knot to tie closed, so go through all of the stitches that are on your hook, grab the end, and tie it off. You can remove your stitch marker and just flatten out your piece by moving the bands around. Now for the outside part of the shell, we're just going to repeat and make another one of this, just with an added round. So I'm going to take a single band and wrap it around my bottom peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do 5 single crochets in our magic ring. So reach in, grab your first band and bring it through. Bring it to the side, back in. Bring your 2 bands over. Attach your stitch marker and remove off the loom. You should have 5 stitches. Just move your bands around. Round 2, we're just going to add 2 bands to each chain around. At the end of round 2, you'll have 10 stitches. First chain, back in, the next chain with 2 bands, back in, and continue till you hit your stitch marker. Should have 10 stitches. For round 3, we're just going to increase on every second stitch. So 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. You're repeating this 5 times, and you should have 15 stitches at the end of round 3. First chain with 1. Second chain, you're adding 2 bands. Go back in. And repeat. 1, and then 2 in the next. Continue this until you hit your stitch marker. You should have 15 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. We're just going to increase on every third stitch. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Repeat this 5 times, and at the end of round 3, you'll have 20 stitches. First chain with 1. Second chain with 1. Third chain, adding 2 bands, back in, and repeat. 1, 1, 2. Continue this till you hit your stitch marker. Remove your stitch marker. You should have 20 stitches. For round 5 of the back shell, we're going to just do 20 single crochets around, so adding 1 band to each chain, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. Our last band, we're going to do a slip knot to tie closed. So first chain, second chain, just with 1 band in each chain around. You should still have 20 stitches when you're done, so I'm using 20 rubber bands. Last band, slip knot to tie closed. Bring it through all the loops and remove your stitch marker. So now you have a front shell and a back shell. Now we're going to sew the shells together. I'm going to be using 41 bands. What you're going to do first is basically the two ends that are curling up, I'm going to flip this one around. So this is what they're going to look like. So the two curls are going together. I'm going to be having the darker one, the bigger one, facing me. And I'm going to go through the stitch right beside the slip knot with my hook, and then the stitch right beside where your slip knot is on your inside shell, just like that. Now I'm going to bring one band through on my hook. I'm going to bring my second band through, and I'm going to bring the first stitch over. So you can use your fingers or slide with your hook, grab the end, and you're just sliding. Now, through one stitch, through the next one, we're going to repeat. You're going to bring a band through the two stitches on your hook, so you have 3 stitches. Your next band, you're just going to bring the first loop over. Put the other end on your hook and side. And you're going to repeat. Go through the 2 stitches, bring a band through the stitches on your hook, your next band, just bringing that first loop over, grab and side. Repeat. 2 stitches, bring the band through the stitches on your hook. With your second band, you're only bringing the first loop over on your hook and side. Repeat. You're just doing this till you get about here, and then we're just going to add a little bit of stuffing to fill it. That was too much, but I just grabbed it. Repeat. Bring a band through the stitches on your hook, and bring your second band through just the first loop on your hook inside. Next. Through the stitches. Just to show you what it's looking like so far. I'm going to do one more stitch, and then I'm just going to add some stuffing. So I'm just going to push this up a little bit. Don't add a lot of stuffing, you really don't need to. Just something maybe like this. Just to give it a little bit of a bump. And continue closing it up. In the last stitch, I'm just repeating, I have that extra band that we're going to do a slip knot. So with the slip knot, I'm just going to grab the stitches on the body somewhere, 2 of the stitches, and do a slip knot. So I'm bringing it through all of the bands, grab the end, and tie off. Now I'm just going to hide these little slip knots by going in and bringing them to now we're just going to attach this to the actual body. So I'm going to use 4 single neon green bands that match the body, and I'm just going to do 4 slip knots. So I'm just going to put it flat, the shell. I'm going to grab right at the end here, so not the pieces that we just sewed on, kind of the end of the inside shell, and I'm going to grab on the body and just bring a band through and do a slip knot. On the other side, same thing, just kind of at the edges of the inside shell. I'm going to grab stitch on the body, kind of the same distance. You don't want to be grabbing too far, and bring a band through. I'm going to do the top. Same thing. Grab a stitch on the body and bring a band through. I kind of grabbed that slip knot. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that. Sorry, and then you can just kind of flatten out his body and he should sit. You can hide these slip knots by just going from inside here at the body underneath the shell and then just go around and do that to all of them. And you can continue. For the eyes, if you're using the beads, I just push them in now. I just kind of pushed them in. And we're just going to add the mouth. For the mouth, you just want to use a color, any color that you'd like. I'm going to be using the pink, and I'm going to grab 3 of the stitches with my hook. So in the center here, I'm going to see 3 stitches, so below my eyes, 1, 2, and 3. All I'm going to do is basically put my hook through and hope that's a good place. Let me try this again. Put it flat. I'm going to go through that and bring a band through for the mouth. Grab the end, and I'm going to use a C-clip to attach this. If you wanted to, I'm just making sure my band's not twisted. If you wanted to do a slip knot with the color of the body, single band, making sure that's okay. And all you're going to do is just kind of push that slip knot inside. I'm going to pull at the band a little bit so it doesn't look so angry. And there's the mouth. Now I'm just going to attach the little flowers. Remember, there is a video on my channel how to make these little flowers. So once you've had all that, and you can now attach them to your little turtle. What I'm going to do first is attach the little flower on the side. So basically, just a little flower like this. I'm going to put it somewhere around here, wherever you like it. Go through 2 of the stitches. I'm going to grab this little band and bring it through, and then I'm just going to wrap it around the flower. So bring it around. I'm just going to twist it again. So do a little figure 8 and twist it around. Now the one for the head, I used the little dual bands. I kind of really like how those turned out. So find a spot. Again, I'm going to go through 2 of the stitches and just do the same thing. Grab my band and bring it through without trying to grab some stuffing. You're going to bring it over, give it a little twist, and bring it back. Now you can attach how many flowers that you want through the hands. I'm going to try to put 3 through on this side. So I'm going to go through the bottom, kind of come out on an angle. I'm going to grab these little bands at the end and just bring them through. And give a pull. I'm going to go through just one of the holes or even the same hole, but come out a different hole at the top. And bring my band through. I'm just going to go out a different hole, kind of on an angle this way, and bring another flower through. Try to keep these on your hook. Oh, my hook was turned around. And bring it through. And the same thing just with the other side. I'm just going to go through a different hole. It was just a little bit easier. And add as many flowers as you like. I'm going to put one more. And it's done. Hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. And please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load. And I'll see you next time with another. Bye for now.